Welcome back, everybody. Folks, my next guest is the Tony-nominated star of the devastating new Broadway musical, Dear Evan Hansen. Please welcome Ben Platt. Well, congratulations on Dear Evan Hansen.
Thank
and
you very much.
The Tony nomination. Tony nomination. Congratulations. Is this your first Tony nomination?
This is my first Tony nomination ever. Before you say anything else about me, I just have to tell you, I love you very much, and I always have. And I just think that you're a beacon of just sanity and happiness and intelligence in this crazy, crazy, horrible time.
And I just want to say to you, I mean, for no particular reason, you're my favorite guest of all time.
Wouldn't you know?
Moved by emotion right now by seeing you. Well, thank you. Very nice of you to say. If you haven't seen this, Dear Evan Hansen, it's absolutely beautiful play, musical story. It tells the story of a very nervous young man.
Yes, indeed. He's a very lonely teenager, Evan Hansen. He has a lot of trouble connecting, very sort of isolated, and just that's kind of sort of emphasized by the hyperconnectivity of social media. Kind of pulls him further and further into himself and makes it difficult for him to.
He has a sort of an overcranked, anxious, fugue-like way of thinking and speaking, which only gets fueled by social media.
Certainly,
and he gets sort of pulled into the sort of the jet ports of his own story because he ends up telling a lie that breaks his and a lot of people's hearts.
He does indeed. He does.
I want you to know this is a compliment when I say I started crying in the first song, and I did not stop. And that can't be the first person who said that to you, because it really is. You know immediately who this kid is, and you feel for him immediately. Your performance is beautiful.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I mean, I think that what we found is that the... Oh, stop it. Stop it. Please. No. You know, what's been really beautiful about this experience is that it's an incredibly universal show in that I think everybody feels when they come in that they're maybe sort of unique in their experience of their loneliness or their experience of isolation. And I think that something about this kid, everybody can sort of find a piece of themselves in him because there's something about knowing that that is not a unique experience that just makes everybody feel connected, especially right now. I feel like people feel sort of in their own bubbles. And I think it's nice to have everybody come sit in the theater 8 times a week and have such a sort of interconnected human experience. It's really nice.
Well, you yourself, I mean, not just the audience, but you yourself are in tears singing these songs.
Yes, sir.
How do you do that? You know, how do you've got an extremely powerful voice.
Well, thanks.
Extremely emotive. You're sharing these emotions, but they're so deep. I mean, there's tears. You're runny nose. How do you do that and fill a Broadway house?
You know, there's sort of 2 sides to it. There's the really technical level of things, which will get a bit graphic, but I'll go in for it with you here.
Yeah, please do.
You know, when you cry, a lot of mucus drains, and there's a lot of sort of fluids that come down, and it's sort of trying to figure out in a very technical way where's their time to swallow that stuff and let it go down and make the sound.
Yes.
But the interesting thing is, once you've drained all that out because of the emotion and the singing, there's tons of room up there to send sound, and there's a lot of resonating space for the noise. So it's actually a really great time to sing right after you cry. And then in sort of a more artistic sense, it's sing after you cry. You know, I think that's something I always try to sort of struggle with each night is not sacrificing any of the beautiful music. Pascal and Paul have written a really gorgeous score, and I want the songs to be heard, and obviously for you to hear the beautiful melodies and not to sort of sacrifice too much of that for the emotion, but also vice versa, not just singing a pretty song without you feeling sort of the real emotion behind it. So it's sort of finding that balance of how much to sacrifice on either side of that.
Well, what about the audience? I mean, do the people in the front row need a poncho for like you to, because it is spittle and you know.
It's usually like very, I have no control. It just goes where it goes. There's a lot of spit, there's a lot of snot. However,
and it's really, go see it. I'm not joking.
However, I used it to my advantage only once, one time. There were these 4 foreign teenagers who came and sat in the very front row on a double date. It was 2 guys and 2 girls in the middle of them. Just really no concept of what it means to come to a Broadway show. Just full conversations across each other, pointing at me and making comments about me. I tried to find all of these sorts of times throughout the first act to glare at them and try to give them like a telepathic, like, please shut your mouth. And it really just egged them on. They were like, he's looking at us. He's looking. And I was like, okay, no, that's the opposite of the reaction that I wanted. And so I kept trying to figure out how to get these people to just be quiet. And so at the end of the first act, I get to come all the way up to the lip of the stage, and I give this sort of really nervous speech with these note cards. And I'm like right in front of them. They're literally right here. I'm right up at the edge of the stage. And I had a real sort of, I guess, I would call it a come to Jesus moment, but I'm a Jew, so it's more of a sort of a come to Moses moment, if you will. Where God sent me a sneeze, and you know, I mean,
Diana.
what are you supposed to do? Exactly, Diana. Usually I would freak out and try to hide it, but I just right on their faces, and it was great.
Well, I'm happy to say to the audience here and the people at home is that you're going to do a performance of one of the songs right now. What's the name of the song?
It's called,
Yes.
The song's called For Forever. This is actually the first time we've ever sung the song out of the context of the show. And essentially, Evan, this lie that he fabricates that we talked about earlier is that he was friends with a kid in his class who has committed suicide. And so Evan has been invited over to dinner by this kid's grieving family, and they have been led to believe that he was the friend of their son. And Evan's plan when he goes into dinner is to sort of either diffuse that or try to make sure that the situation ends right there. However, the mother of this kid is so in desperate need of something good to hold on to, some sort of memory, that Evan starts to sort of fabricate this story about a day that they had, a friendship that never existed. And in doing so, really visibly helps this mother to heal, and also sort of finds that he gets to heal a little bit himself and finds sort of an answer to his loneliness that he didn't expect to find.
Well, it's a beautiful song. Please stick around. We'll be right back with a performance from Dear Evan Hansen by Ben Platt. We'll be right back.